Song on. Hey yo, it's up. It's Saturday and we up. Give me some of that coffee in my cup, cause it's time to get lit and then turn up in a bit like get live, bitch. Got y'all, bitch. Raise our wolves. Anime, hope, like cosplay. What you want? Hope. We doing it. I got cosplay on me. My homie, they Yonn, and I got Ty Bricks. My homie, yes. Oh, I got work, nerd Steph, and I got Tyrone, and we finna do this thing. I'ma do it at my home because I'm like, let's go. All right, I'm running out of all right, look. You can't be too late, too early in the morning, especially when your camera ain't set up right. What's going on? It's Saturday. We at the New Blurred Order. Hallelujah. You know what we do every Saturday morning, talking blurred stuff as we do. Pull up, man. Tune in and tell your friend. Come on in because we got a special one today. But just a couple quick announcements, if you will, for those of y'all who ain't been tuning in. Hello. There is a new Ms. Marvel trailer that has been released that we will be watching at the end of this very show. Of course, for those of y'all that have been following our show, you know how we do. We talking Raised by Wolves today, and the season finale was just yesterday. So let's get into that too. Also, there's a new DC show out right now called DMZ Demilitarized Zone, starring Ahsoka Tano. And for some strange reason, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about this, and we're going to talk about it. It is directed by Ava DuVernay, so we hoping that turns out well. But to start this thing off, we got a special treat this morning, y'all. Now, listen, I know that in this universe, we've been hearing why y'all don't talk enough about anime and why y'all don't never bring up the Demon Slayer season finale. And what's up with this and what's up with that? Well, today is your day, homies, because we have somebody who is an expert. Well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Let's say who is definitely well-versed in the universe. They are definitely deep into the cosplay universe. And I want y'all to just help us welcome to our platform for the first time somebody who we are getting to know. Check out some of these cosplays, man. We got Faye Valentine. I ain't going to sit here and expose every single last one of them. Just know that Yonn is not here to play when they say that they're going to do their thing. So if you don't mind, y'all, will you help them? Help me welcome to the platform in just 1 second, our special guest. But first, our usuals. We have Miss, the founder, Yazzie, over here saying what up. We got Ty over here doing his little thing. We got Steph somewhere in an undisclosed location. Hallelujah. Let's do it. We got Tyrone, of course, in the multiverse stream. I, of course, your boy, the real Vince Taylor, I'm here. Head on swole today. I don't know why my mic is, I don't know, my camera seems to have zoomed in. I don't know if my face is normally this big, but I apologize for my face, everybody, this morning. But we also have none other than our special guest for this morning, cosplay anime extraordinaire. Help me welcome to the platform none other than the Yonn Don.
What's good?
I know that was a little much.
It's totally fine.
We're a little silly. What's going on, Yonn? How art thou?
I am living. I'm up and Adam at this point. That's the best way I can put it, to be honest.
All right, look, full disclosure, we know it ain't cute to be all up on Saturday morning. It's the only time we can do stuff without us being too busy. So thank you for bearing with us. But my God, I have so many questions, and I don't know.
Every now and again, Vince needs to be rebooted. He's a very expensive Android, but he's still undergoing some testing. So, yeah, while he reboots. Oh, there he is. He's back. Hey, welcome back, Vince.
You changed colors too. Like you gotta.
This is what we're doing today. This is what we're doing, internet guys. This is how we bringing on special folks, and we're just smiting down. All right, you know what? It's all good.
Vince is an Android. Yes. We call him Father here.
Oh my goodness!
Check it out. Listen, I just want to say, man, as an anime fan myself, I don't know how, but I stumbled upon Yonn's page. And I just was like, whoa, okay, I speak this language. On TikTok, Yonn is a whole celebrity. All right, so y'all have no idea what we're dealing with right now. Giving us all kind of looks, fashion forward, and what I love specifically about Yonn's looks is that Yonn ain't scared, bro, to go ahead and cross over with that race and gender, bro. It ain't about what they depict the character as. It's how I choose to rep it myself. Hallelujah. And so some of these looks, you like, yo, look, bro. Some people I see in her comments is like, that's not a black person. You know what I'm saying? Why? It's like, it don't matter what it is. We gonna cosplay it and we gonna do it even better than they did it in the anime. Hallelujah. And I just wanted to say I appreciate the work that you put out there, but my God, I'm just curious, Yonn, what started this craze? I'm not gonna lie, I did not it didn't go unnoticed that you've been doing this for a little while. Hallelujah. So, I'm just curious as to what it is that started this anime cosplay craze that you've got here, Yonn.
So I got a funny story about this actually. I think some people can relate to the broke college student story of just like, I need to get a little extra cash. And in my city where I went to college, they had a convention and I was looking on Craigslist. I'm not going to hold anything back. I was looking on Craigslist for just gigs to do. And it was a convention. I'm like, I've heard of these conventions. Seems pretty cool. And I was going and selling t-shirts to people and I'm seeing everybody dressed up. Not even Halloween, and they had the Walking Dead cast there. I'm like, wait, people can do this just for fun, not for Halloween? Oh, I'm in there. And this was about late 2014 and I've been doing it ever since.
Wow. Okay, so let me get this straight. So broke college student finds convention as a side hustle. Learns that there's a future in this and decides, you know what, we can't do this, And so what made you go the route of anime? You a diehard anime fan? If so, tell us what your favorites are.
Oh, I don't do just anime, but I do have a special heart for anime. Cowboy Bebop is one of my favorites. Always has been a favorite since I was little. I've got a big old CU Space Cowboy tattoo on the side of my body just because I love it so much. Just like the infusion of just black culture within the anime as well, the soundtrack, all of that stuff. Some people like to say it's boring, but I'm like, it just makes you just like think about life, and I like things like that. But then I realized there's a whole section of just people who just do anime cosplays, and there are just anime conventions. I'm like, whoa, because the convention I worked at, they had all sorts of things. You had anime, you had Marvel, you had DC, you had people dressing as wrestlers. So it was a lot wider variety. But knowing that there were anime conventions specifically just for like my favorite shows, oh, I was sold. I was sold.
Yo, you heard that? Ty? A good Ty? A Cowboy Bebop fan.
Yeah. I was immediately when you said it, I was like, I wonder what they thought of the live Cowboy Bebop on Netflix.
I'm gonna be really honest.
Yes, please.
I still haven't seen it yet. I can't.
Are you like scared to watch it?
I am incredibly scared to watch it. I'm not even gonna hold you. I've been hearing so many mixed things. People are like, "Oh, this is not that bad," and people are saying this is absolutely terrible. And Netflix doesn't have the best track record for live action adapted animes. So I'm like, I'll ease into it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I personally, just to kind of make it easier to watch, I didn't hate it. I actually kind of liked it. You know,
Yeah, so did I.
you watch something and you learned that you didn't like it afterwards when you read the reviews. Like, oh, I didn't know I didn't like it. I thought I liked it.
Yeah, they were faithful to the original, and I thought they did a great job with it too. So, I don't know. Maybe, hopefully, we could take some of that fear away, and you could enjoy it.
I'll have to check it and see. I have to check it and see.
Yonn, just go in it with the mindset that it's going to be very similar to the anime. Just, you know what I'm saying, it's just live action. You know, like there was a lot of things that were, you know what I'm saying, depicted that were kind of on point. You were like, damn, they like made that into like live. It was, the scenery was beautiful. So definitely like don't let that discourage you.
Okay,
I think I think Yonn is trying to tell y'all, look, I ain't got time for all that, homie. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got anime, I got cosplay, I got followers to make sure that they are plentifully satisfied, because you get requests, right? You're like TikTok's treating you like a jukebox. Like, they're putting quarters in, like, hey, can you do my favorite character? And you're like, all right, fine. Give me 10,000 likes, and then maybe I'll do Naruto. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they gotta give me money. I don't do cosplay requests for likes. They gotta give me the money or buy it myself. I do not take requests just off the rip. I'm like, these are not cheap.
Mhm.
These are not cheap. So if you want to request something, go ahead and do it. And that's what they did with Yorichi. Actually, that was actually really funny. I did not have to pay for any of that because I had been requested to do that cosplay for, honestly, since I started cosplaying, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's kind of, I love Avatar.
Hey, well, here's one that I think Yaz, you might kind of dig and get a kick out of this one. I thought that like she says, like Yonn says, this is not just anime. Here's one of Yaz.
Yeah. Well, you said you were alright. Okay, I can take you there. Yeah. That's all you gotta do is say that one time. Okay.
No, she didn't. Oh my God!
Yes, the whole
Yes.
thing, and it's all available on TikTok. I would play the whole thing, but frankly, I didn't mean to upload the music with it, so I don't want us to get canceled in the middle of this. So we'll just go ahead and use that as a little preview. But yes, a full on. And another thing that I love, and just kind of, if you don't mind, Yonn, listen. One of the things that brings us together here is that we're a group of nerds of color. All right, we're Black, we're Puerto Rican, we're Latin, we're mixed, and we love the fact that we can be our outward inner selves here without having to worry about hiding. It's a safe space. But in your experience, is it weird, in this day and age, to be an anime representative in Black skin? Do you often notice that you get hatred for trying to do characters that don't necessarily fit your pigment, so to speak?
You all have got to stop repeatedly asking me.
That there are videos on here that are talking about how you should only do characters that you look like because of their hair textures, things like that. Does that piss you off? Is that something that we should have to deal with? Or are we just breaking this wall and folks are starting to realize, look, bro, just because we don't fit what they drew on the screen as animated characters doesn't mean that we can't depict them in the way that we choose to?
It used to really irritate me starting out. But when I started developing more of my anime hair series and just doing different anime characters with my hair, and it doesn't matter what race they are, I've grown to just absolutely just ignore it at this point. And it gets better once you realize more people who start to follow you and support you actually want to actively just see you do these cosplays. And it doesn't matter what your skin color or your body shape or anything like that. It's all about you just enjoying yourself and you bringing the character to life in your own way. And that's what I think is the really fun part about cosplay as well. It's also really cool to just hear parents reach out and be like, yo, my kid loves to see your cosplays. It's so nice to see, people who look like my kid and do these characters that they love. They're just so happy. And I think that hearing those things supersedes any of the trolling hate that people have, because people just want to do it for attention. And it's kind of, once you start to realize that people are just hateful for attention and just to get a reaction out of you, or maybe your video response or anything like that, it gets a lot easier to just delete the comment, block them, and keep it pushing.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I never thought about that. That is a thing. People will neg you for attention, right? And that's one of the things you got to kind of, I guess, deal with, man. Well, listen, I'm an anime fan, but I am not going to lie. I'm probably not as big of a fan as I probably should be. I'm just curious about what some of your favorite animes are. I know you don't just do anime. I couldn't help but notice there seems to be an affinity for Deadpool. All right, I did my research. Not gonna say stalked. We're gonna say I researched the page just to kind of get some content related material. And I couldn't help but notice an affinity for Deadpool. But the cosplay is very anime centric. in addition to the Marvel and other things, what are some of the best animes out there right now? One Punch, I know it's in the background. What else is popping, yo?
So I'm always going to be an advocate for Jujutsu Kaisen. New age shonen. I think it's really just amazing. I came from seeing the movie, but even reading the manga and seeing how the story develops and how they represent women, I definitely, if you're still trying to get into anime, I think that is a good one. And even that is inspired by Bleach, which is a classic. I also would say watch that as well. Of course, I'm going to recommend Cowboy Bebop, Space Dandy. I love a lot of the 90s animes as well. Demon Slayer. I do love Demon Slayer. That's all up to a personal preference as well. And I've been watching recently. Yes, and I do love One Punch Man. I do love One Punch Man. I love satire. That's if you look at it from a satirical point, not from a literal anime stand-up point of where, oh, this is the protagonist and they have to make sure they fight these villains. It's more of like Saitama is just fighting with an existential crisis, and that's what makes it so funny and interesting to me. But I could just give a whole list of just things. And I've been watching Ranking of Kings as well. That's a newer one I'm watching, and it's about this boy who is a prince, but he is hard of hearing and wanting to become a king.
Ooh, hard of hearing, but wants to become a king. That sounds crazy, man. All right, well, listen, I've got a question that's a little centric towards the conventions themselves.
Yeah.
Now we've done conventions. I'm talking out of turn. We did a convention. we literally did like one convention. It felt like a long time.
It was COVID though. We did it during COVID. So like, give us props. Our first convention was during COVID, and it was MegaCon. Like, you got it. You know, it wasn't a small one. It was, you know, it was.
Yeah, it was big. It was 4 days. I mean, I'm doing cons for almost a dozen years, but as a group, we did one. And our good friend, our founder here, Yaz, has expressed the, let's just say, the desire to be kind of a tour of conventions. Somebody who can gain income just by going from convention to convention to convention. And is that something that is possible as a cosplayer? Can you make a living? I see nowadays online that cosplay is almost like a job for some people. Like, they are professional cosplayers that make money off of posting their cosplay, off of getting gifts and contributions from folks who want to see them, such as yourself. And then they go to the cons and they'll set up a booth, take pictures, charge for them, and are making a living. Is this something that you are in the process of setting up? And if so, could you school so she can make us rich already?
So I have different ways of making income, and I'm just going to be very transparent. Most of that is from brands wanting to sponsor. If you're seeing cosplayers making money, most of the time when they're posting and they have like a product that they're showing or outfit that they're showing or a specific cosplay, most of the time if they're making money, it's because that is a sponsored post, and that's how a lot of people do that. A lot of other times they'll have like other platforms. Some people do the SW and they have like OnlyFans and Fansly. I think there's another platform where people just post like private content and you have to pay behind a paywall. Like, I believe it's called Fan House and Patreon and things like that.
Yeah.
No, just a lot of more popular things, and selling like stickers and photos and things like that. But you always have to make sure that's like advertised a lot of the time. And yeah, when they have booths, they will sell, like, take pictures with the cosplayer and they can sell that, or they sell prints, or they sell stickers. And there are a good chunk of people who do that. I will say it is work. It is not just easy peasy work. You have to make it known that that is how you want to make your money. And that's how a lot of people will do something else, just like actually sell things as well, and they're cosplayers. So that is a way. That is a way. You just have to make sure you're really on top of it in terms of just marketing building your following, letting your following know ahead of time that you're going to be at these cons. So it's not impossible. I personally like to do this mostly for fun. So what I like to do, I don't set up booths for money. I like to have panels just so people can come and get information. And I'll mostly talk about like anime hair or like natural hair or being black in cosplay. That's my way of just like giving back. I don't really necessarily do this for a profit, but I ain't gonna be cheap if I am going to do it.
All right. Yes, I didn't see you taking notes. I don't.
This is recorded.
Yeah, but I mean, are we gonna go back and watch the video? Like, what's going on? Like, tighten up, bro. Like,
this is recorded. Yes.
All right, fine. I'm just saying, we trying to do. I believe Steph had a question, if I'm not mistaken. Steph Ray. All right, what's popping?
Getting myself off mute. I'm on the road and balancing multiple lives today. So Yonn, my question for you is this: if you happen to know, say, a 37-year-old Black woman who's really into nerdy stuff, really loves Marvel, but looks at anime and is just like, this is too much. Like, or she, this hypothetical person, is completely overwhelmed by just the idea of anime because there's so much and people are so into it and it feels so overwhelming. If this person thought to themselves, you know what, I am willing to try and expand my nerd cred by dipping my toe in a little bit, where the hell would they start? There's so many books and shows and movies. Like, what would you tell this person? Just start with this. It's manageable. Do this one, and then you can get introduced.
All right. Well, let me hold on real quick. For those of y'all who can't hear, Steph is broadcasting from a submarine somewhere in the Gulf of Mexico. And we can't necessarily hear everything from the oscilloscope that she's put. So there's a little bit of signal. The broad, the generic question is, how do I get into cosplay if I'm not myself? Speaking hypothetically for somebody else.
Anime. She was asking. Steph was asking about anime. How? What's a good way to get into anime for somebody who's intimidated or overwhelmed by it?
Thank you, Tyrone, for listening, because we all know Vince is asking if he wants to.
So I would say just look at the genre of, Marvel movies or action movies or TV shows that you like to watch. Anime, I know is overwhelming, but there's just so much variety. You could watch something that's going to be the basic shonen, which is marketed to teenage boys, and some of the more popular ones. And those usually follow a young boy protagonist going and fighting his way to the top of whatever hierarchy there is. But there are also more calm ones. There are more slice of life, which is just following everyday life of a character or a few characters. There's comedy. What I like to recommend, no matter what anyone's taste is, just because I think comedy is always a good way to get into anime, is watching Psyche K. Psyche K follows a psychic boy who just has really crazy abilities and he's just trying to live a normal life. And they put parodies of just all sorts of animes in that anime itself. So you get small tastes of the different genres that they have because they play upon all of them.
I didn't see you taking notes either, Steph. I don't know.
Psyche is Saiki.
All right, bet. That's your homework. So if you don't show up in that garb next week, Steph, no screen time for you, Miss. I'll just play. Now, my man Tyrone had a question too, man. What's going on, Tyrone?
Yeah, just a real quick one. Money being no object, access or technology being no object. What's the one cosplay you would just love to do that you haven't done yet?
Oh, definitely. And this is not even an anime one. This is a video game one. I don't know if y'all remember Space Channel. Y'all remember Space Channel? I want to do Ulala so bad. I want the orange outfit. I want the pink hair. I want the microphone headset. I know that's like really 90s babies niche, but I want to do that and just have a shoot that is just absolutely futuristic and nuts because I don't see people do that cosplay. And I think it would be really fun to just have like a big like headset that's connected to something big and just have music playing if I go to a convention like that.
Oh yeah.
You know about that. I know Yaz. I think Yaz has posted a couple of those memes from back in the day. I don't know if y'all remember that or not. It was short lived, but it's very very culture centric, and it was you know, it's kind of like, you know how Star Trek was like really only 2 seasons, but it lives forever. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those, like it's an explosion of you know. I didn't have it ready, but I got pictures of it on
Yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm.
I would definitely recommend like Googling it. I could see that. I could, you know, I'm so geeked up. Look, look. It's not just if I could. Great questions, but if I could, here's what really geeks me out about you, Yonn. If I could really just real quick gas your head up, which I hate to do because, you know what I'm saying, I like to keep everybody humble, sit down. But for you, I can't help it because it's not just the cosplay. It's not just the makeup. It's not just the Black empowerment that you bring to the table. It's also the editing. Like, you actually like edit these videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's work that goes into making them so that they look decent when you cut them. I just learned that TikTok had real people on it. All right. I thought it was nothing but elementary school kids for the longest. Like, my daughter made me a TikTok like 2 years ago, and I was like, what? This is a what? I'll never forget, real quick story that I tend to make pretty long. This dude named Ben was a big deal online right now. Ben Brainerd, he's an Orlando comic like myself. I went to, he was featuring for me, not trying to shame, but that's where we were at the time, at this room over in Daytona. And I remember I pulled up, I walked in, and he was like, Vince, I've got 150,000 followers on TikTok. And I was like, what the fuck is a TikTok, bro? What is that? You know what I'm saying? He's like, you don't understand, bro. Like, I'm going to make it. I was like, bro, what the hell is you talking about? If you don't sit down, you get 15 minutes tonight. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward like 3 years. This dude has like millions of TikTok followers. They spilled over into his Instagram. They spilled into his YouTube, his Facebook. And he now tours going all over the country and probably even the world, if I'm not mistaken, just off of his TikTok following. And it's a thing. I got my first couple viral videos this year off of TikTok, and it's starting to kind of expose me to what it feels like to have folks like you that you didn't know exist. I'm like, who the hell are these people, and why do they keep hitting this like button? So when I see your videos, I know it's not just a matter of some folks just go and they just post regular stuff. You put effort into it. You actually do the makeup into the camera. Then you edit and you take certain scenes out. You know what music to put behind it, and then what portions of it to post. What is the thought process that goes into these videos? Do you know, like right now, you probably already know what your next 5 videos are. Am I correct? All right,
if I'm going to be honest, I've got videos that aren't finished. But a lot of the times, if I'm thinking of, oh, I want to do a cosplay, and then I hear trending sounds, or I hear sounds that I think would go with the character, I kind of just start to formulate. I just have a really overactive imagination. So I just start to formulate, like, what would look really cool in video format? Then I just test it out and see. And if it doesn't work, I'll go ahead and scrap it and try something else. But I really like to just sit and think and visualize, what am I going to do with this music? What am I going to do with this sound? What am I going to do that's going to bring this character to life? And how does this sound, how does this music, and how does this character and editing just go together and make a cohesive video? And that's really just it. I'm still kind of newish to TikTok as well. I didn't know how to do the little renegade dance and things like that 2 years ago. But it just took a lot of just trial and error.
Now, you just said something that sparked my curiosity, and then we won't keep you too long. I know. Where are you, by the way? Not like what's your address, but like what time zone?
I'm in Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, just making sure you wasn't like up 3 hours in advance. You said if it doesn't work, what does that mean? You said, you know, if you put it on and it doesn't work. I'm trying to even imagine what that is in your realm. How does something that you're trying not work?
It's all a personal thing. If I don't like how something came out, or if I feel like my wig is lifting a little too much, or anything, it can be something minor. It could be I'm trying a transition and it looks terrible to me and it's not smooth enough for me. I will be like, nah, I'm not going to do that whatsoever. It's all just personal. I could think is trash is what could possibly make me viral.
Right.
And I'm trying to work past that. But I'm also a bit of a perfectionist as well. So it's a struggle.
Yeah, I get that, man. And it is so weird, like in the world of the internet, you spend hours upon hours in that perfect video, you post it and nobody cares. Versus, let me throw this bullshit up right quick. And everybody loves it. And you're like, yo, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's this whole balance of trying to debate over whether or not something that you're doing that you want to be perfect is really worth. You know, I've learned to just kind of throw it out there and just stop caring about it. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that I don't know if that, you know, is a thing or not. But anyway, well, listen, before we let you go back to the world of sleep, if that's where you were, if that's where you reside, I'm a little curious about your other loves. Like I said, I know that you're it evidently, based on some of the videos, into Deadpool. Are you a Marvel person? Are you a Star Wars person? Star Trek, sci-fi? What are your nerd categories, so to speak, if you will?
Oh, I'm big on Marvel. I'm big on DC. I'm getting back into watching wrestling and things like that. I don't really have any limits. I don't know much about Star Trek, so you can't get me on that. The bit of Star Wars and Lord of the Rings I do know is all because of my dad. My dad can be really the blame for me being the nerd that I am, to be honest. But yeah, and I watching some like Amazon Prime stuff as well, like The Boys. So I don't, it's not just limited to anime. I just really love anime, and I realize so many people love anime as well. So it's like, why not bring more of that? And the classics like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, things like that.
Yo, touch on that real quick. Your dad is the reason why you're so into all of this stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely late, watching Toonami and things like that when I was a kid. All because he just wanted to chill out and play his music and just vibe watching all the Inuyashas and Dragon Ball and all of that stuff. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yo, so y'all are watching. Like, okay, so I'm doing the right thing with my young one. All right, who's big now. I know Shoto Todoroki, My Hero Academia is all that the kids care about. That, Fortnite, and Robux. Okay, and I trained up my child to be a diehard Spider fan, and we wake up in the morning and we fight lightsabers and swing from buildings, as a parent-daughter couple should. But I just thought that in addition to all of that stuff, this right here is one of the things that I wanted to spotlight Yonn for, because Yonn, again, despite folks trying to tell her what she should do, or tell them what they should do, or tell them that they should actually do things according to the way they were set up, we breaking down boundaries here. We doing things the way we want them to be done, and that's the way it should have been done this whole history. So I hope that, as a matter of fact, since you are a Marvel fan, I don't know if you are into the Ms. Marvel series that's supposed to be coming up here pretty soon. Do you watch the TV shows? Did you do the Falcon?
I watched some of the TV shows. Yeah.
Yeah. So you watched even like Hawkeye and.
Oh, I did watch Hawkeye and WandaVision, and well, I did Vision or Vishon. So.
That's true. That is true. We did have Vishon. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe you'll be down to come back and rap with us on some Marvel and some other stuff like that. Maybe one of these days, if that's cool. You have an open invite.
I'm down.
I hope you enjoyed kicking it with us. If there's no other questions, y'all, if there's any applause buttons that happen to be randomly in Talim's screen, we would love to exit our lovely Yonn. And thank you once again for getting up this early on the East Coast, joining us. Make sure y'all go and follow the Yonn Don on IG, on TikTok, on YouTube, Christian Mingle, and Craigslist. And you will yo, you should come. Yo, we're trying to put together like a whole blurred sphere, so we want to kind of have this whole connection throughout the whole universe. Did you do BlurredCon?
BlurredCon? Yes, I did go to BlurredCon.
Tell us about that, because we're trying to do BlurredCon and we're trying to decide. I heard that did you go last year?
Yeah.
Were you there for the white?
I saw the actual contest in person. That was very interesting, but outside of that awkwardness, I had a good time at BlurredCon.
Good.
Like
Good.
it was fun, and they had like food trucks open till like 3-4 a.m. Like,
oh hell yeah, that's what's up.
Food is something.
I love
For those of y'all that don't know what I'm talking about, BlurredCon, Blurred, of course. If you don't know, the name is in our title. Is for Black Nerd, and Con is for convention. It's a Black Nerd convention. All right, it's an annual thing. And last year, at the BlurredCon convention, there was a cosplay contest. And who walks away with the trophy other than a lovely vanilla, lac-melanated princess? Voted by, but the black folks voted for her though. I just want to know if it was warranted, Yonn. Like, what did you see her and was like, you know what? I get it. Or was you like, what in Demon Slayer hell?
So I definitely believe the person who is now the new first place winner should have gotten the first place win in the first place, because I don't know if y'all saw her outfit, but it was just like really detailed and nice, and I was just thinking like, why would you want to enter that cosplay contest in the first place? Like, that's like me entering a men's cosplay contest and then winning. Like,
Right.
That's not my space for that. So, and I've been very vocal about it too. Like, respect people's spaces. If you're going to take up space, don't take up too much space, or even enter a contest when there's literally a million other conventions you can enter a contest at.
I think Steph would definitely agree with you. Steph is of the belief that that. Do you know who Halle Berry is? Have you ever heard of Halle Berry, Yonn?
Yeah.
All right, you know Halle Berry played Catwoman at one point in time.
Yeah, I don't know how old y'all think I am.
He does this to us young ones, just it's a.
You see, Halle Berry was this girl back in the day that was on this movie called Boomerang. All right, and she had short hair, and everybody loved her until they found out she was half white and loved David Justice. Let me stop. Anyway. Go ahead. So, do you think that Halle Berry should have taken the role of Catwoman?
Me?
Or Storm? I'm sorry, of Storm. I said Catwoman. Storm.
Oh, Storm? No.
Wow, instant validation. I wanted to start a fight.
And I get the X-Men movie at the time, but like, she doesn't look like Storm.
Who do you think should play Storm? Who should have played Storm?
Somebody with darker skin.
Oh my god! Listen to you, yo. You sound like Stephanie.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, if I'm reading the comics and I'm seeing, like, I love Halle Berry. She's a great actress, but she doesn't look like Storm. I wouldn't even feel comfortable playing Storm. I'm not dark enough to play her in a movie. So, but I know that I have privileges to go and play other characters. So I would just be like, yo, give it to somebody that has more of like Lupita's skin tone. You know, like, that just makes sense. That's how she is in the story. That's how she's drawn all these years. Right. I'm not going to go or feel comfortable enough to like erase that. Now, Catwoman, that makes more sense.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't mad at Zoe's depiction of Catwoman in this most recent Batman. I don't know if you saw the Batman or not, but I thought that she was the highlight of the movie. And I also think that, as we've been saying here, that if they do recast Black Panther, that they shouldn't try to replace T'Challa. They should give us they should give us a younger T'Challa. They should give us. Stephanie and I are petitioning folks to give us a Storm, an Aurora T'Challa movie. Okay. Where we can actually see the introduction of them, because in the comics they end up having Azaz, who was the son of T'Challa, and we just want them to actually have a movie that focuses on their love, but it could be an introductory story to Storm. I believe that Storm deserves her own movie. I believe that we should have an origin story with Storm, eccentric, completely centered, not even around the X-Men, just about Storm herself as a badass. I want to see her speaking all the languages. I want her Kenyan background and upbringing. I want her, Aurora Monroe is an actual African, and so is T'Challa, but she's from a real place, not Wakanda, which was made up. So I'm hoping for that, and I'm also hoping to see your cosplay with it because I know that you would kill it. So let's go ahead and just admit that. But I think we've said enough this morning. But we'd like to hopefully at some point in time maybe get you back again if you don't mind. And I have a quick favor. If you are willing, before you leave, if you could look in that camera on your on your computer there and just say how much you love the New Blurred Order, because we can see it. We can see it in your face that you love it. You're having the greatest time, even though, whatever. Just let the folks know how much of a good time you had here, how much you love the New Blurred Order. If you didn't mind, that'd be cool,
Look, gotta love the New Blurred Order. Gotta give little finger hearts. I don't know how the kids do it these days, but yes, love the New Blurred Order.
All right, cool. Well, thanks so much, Yonn. Thank you so much for sacrificing sleep. Thank you for repping Black culture and nerd culture so well. And we look forward to hopefully having you on here sooner than later once again. Hey, y'all, help me welcome. Help me let.
Is there?
Steph is trying to get a final thought.
What's up, Siglin?
Yeah, coming in from underwater. I just wanted to say, before you go, Yonn, could you tell us one more time all the places we can find, follow, and support you? And if you have campaigns or merch or anything else that the folks should be following, please let us know.
Yes, so everything I have is the Yonn Don, TheYonndon. I've got a Beacons. I've got a Ko-fi. I even have a website, theyonndon.com, where I'm going to try and blog, and it has a directory to all my social medias and whatnot. But any social media, I just use the Yonn Don, even on Pinterest. So that's where you can find me.
Yes, that's right. And do that right now. Stop playing around. Get on the horn and go follow you some Yonn right now with your pussy. All right, let me stop. I'm over caffeinated, Yonn. I apologize for myself. Once
I'm
again,
trying to get like you.
The Yonn Don is in the house. Thank you for joining us, Yonn. We hope that you won't be a stranger. We hope to see you again in the future. Get some rest. We will look forward to seeing your next few videos on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all of those good things. Yo, how about, come on now, Yonn Don, are you nuts?
Yeah.
Bruh, I mean, who else do we have that represents anime and represents cosplay and does it so fearlessly in a manner that we can be proud of? Like, I legit want to show folks how easily she makes it look. Because try to do it. I've cosplayed before. Y'all seen me cosplay. You know what I'm saying? It's hard being in that sweaty outfit. You know what I'm saying? It's sitting there trying to squeeze in it, having somebody zip you up, having somebody unzip you to go to the bathroom. Bro, these are things that they don't talk about, bro. These are real problems. So I'm happy that somebody's here to help represent me. You know what I'm saying? Thank you once again, Yonn Don. Thank you so much, Tylene, for all those questions and for your participation in that whole interview. Ty, you were quite vocal there, my friend.
Not unfortunately, but I have my two children today. And if I had to keep the mic muted because otherwise that would have ruined the interview with all the background noise. So shout out. I love that Yonn was here. I apologize for not being able to ask questions.
That's all good. I'm just messing with you.
I hope she comes back and my kids will be fine at that time. So,
nah, it's all good, man. You know I'm just giving you a hard time, man. But it was definitely dope having Yonn on. I do hope she comes on. I do hope they come on. And if we can speak candidly, when it comes to they and them, I'm still working on not messing that up. You know what I'm saying? So if you noticed, I was very, 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 very adamant about just calling them Yonn and not, her or anything like that, because that's where your mind wants to go. But I want to be respectful of the wishes of those who we have on the panel. So speaking of which, we did obviously have more to discuss There's been an episode of Raised by Wolves this week that was a finale.
Hold on.
For those of y'all who don't watch Raised by Wolves, what are you doing? It is the weirdest, craziest mind fuck of a show. It's fun, but it's also disturbing at the same time. I don't really know what to think about it. And this last episode was so crazy that I legit was like, I don't know if I want to watch this anymore. I'm keeping real. Like, for the first time, like, I really felt what Tyrone has been saying all this time. Like, yo, this show it makes no sense, but it's fun to watch. Is that how you felt this time again, Tyrone? Did you watch the finale?
Yeah. By this time, I'm just enjoying it, and it helps to watch it in this way. It was I laughed a couple times. I had a good time watching it.
You laughed.
The final scene got me. I was like, "This is hilarious. This is too much." And it was hilarious. I'm happy to talk about it in more detail, but let me yield so we can set it up and get some opinions from those who really love the show.
Well, yes. Did you laugh at all during the show?
I did not laugh. I'm curious to how you laughed at the ending, but I was more like jaw dropped, like what the fuck. And I was also kind of like, I told you so at some moments. Just saying, with the baby. Hey,
you did.
I did.
You were right about a couple things.
I told y'all so. Just saying. But yeah, this episode was definitely kind of crazy and gave us a little bit more into like what the fuck is going on and what happened on that planet before there's no people anymore. So, but I just want to get before I go, I just want to give a shout out to the comment section. You guys are on fire today. Hello Chung Lee, it is so nice to have you commenting. Oh my god, girl, I haven't talked to you forever. Thank you everybody who's joining on Twitch, on YouTube. Woody,
Yes.
Thank you for your comments. Father-in-law of the year.
You are interesting.
Yes. Biddle, as always, Vince Bolin. I'm glad we got to have some words with you today too. So thank you guys for following our show today.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Woodrow. You've garnered our attention, brother. All right. We see you. All right. We see you, brother. All right. And thanks for giving us Austin. All right. But there's somebody else, a good friend of mine, comedian extraordinaire, just taped his Hulu special, just got back from taping at the Chocolate Factory over in LA, who also is a big fan of Raised by Wolves. I begged this dude to come on. He was supposed to come on last week, but finally he's on this week. I want y'all to help me welcome to the platform the long-winded it's just Solo. What's up, Solo?
What's up?
What's up? All I see is black screen, but it's all good.
Nice.
We can see you.
Do you have a baby Yoda like on your shoulder right now?
Yes,
that's great. Yo, what the
He just pops up.
I'll just let y'all know all I see is a black screen. Just letting y'all know. There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah. But Yoda, he know what's up. He know he can't around.
Look, I'm sipping out of mine, with my little
girl, you know what I'm saying?
His froggies,
Yeah.
Hey.
I hope in next season I get to see him fight. Awesome.
I was gonna say apparently he got new weapons, so
I can't wait for him to show up with the glove. Imagine Baby Yoda with the glove.
Well, first of all, you putting the man out there. Let the young man grow. He's only 51 years old, and you already trying to make him fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, bro. Like, where's it? Anyway,
51 years old.
Solo, before we go into Raised by Wolves, which I'm really geeked up about talking. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. As weird, as fucked up, as clusterfucky and of a mindfuck of a show this is, it is still, whatever reason, one of my favorite shows, despite how it makes almost zero sense, especially after this finale. But before we get into that, man, I just wanted to rap with you because we've been friends for a while. and we haven't really talked like geek nerd shit this whole time. But evidently, I was underestimating you, and this whole time, like you're deep into all of this stuff, into the Marvel thing, into the Star Wars thing. You watch all of this stuff. Like, what's your nerd flag, bro? What's your culture? What's your genre?
Let's just say this right here. Man, you don't really know me. That's the.
Okay.
We've been friends for a long time, and I've been always complimenting you on all your Comic-Con stuff that you do with your kids. I'm always like, yo, that's so awesome, everything.
True,
and then how would I know that?
You're right.
If I wasn't a geek. You're right. It's a little something wrong with each person that goes this far the way we go so far with it. And so you gotta have some issues upstairs, because I love Raised by Wolves. They can make 20 more. I'll watch every single one of them, because I want to see what grandmama gonna do, grandmother gonna do. I think she is evil as shit. Because the last episode, the final episode, was dope. I can't wait to talk about it. Whatever y'all want to talk about it, the fruit, everything, the upside down cross. Y'all don't know what that symbolizes. It symbolizes a lot, because that's St. Peter. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's go ahead and break down the episode. Now, I'm not sure if everybody here has seen it. Hopefully, if not, we're spoiling. All right, it came out yesterday. We're not waiting until next week when something else pops. So this is a spoiler episode. So if you didn't want it to be spoiled, then check us on the replay. But I've got to talk about what the hell is going on. All right, so let's just go ahead. Ty, you watched it, right? All right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Steph, I'm assuming you were probably on the road, so you probably not get a chance to watch your favorite show, Raised by Wolves. You know, Steph loves Raised by Wolves. She talks about nothing but Raised by Wolves. It's her favorite thing. She's getting an RBW tattoo, you know what I'm saying, and all that. But nah, man. So on this most recent, so we left the last episode with Mother basically having to deal with the fact that she has been programmed to nurture anything that she gives birth to, right? Mm-hmm. So the premise is that there's this huge serpent that she was impregnated by via a program
AI
by an AI that was made by the original Campion, and now she's realizing that the voice that's telling her the reason why she can't do it is because that's the way she's programmed. Like it's the one of the most android things that she's done, because she's been so humanoid. The androids are so humanoid that you typically expect them to conduct themselves in an android manner. But this is one of the most android thing. I mean, a human manner. But this is one of the most android things she's done, is to recognize her programming, right? To say, listen, I can't help it. This is the way I was programmed. So fortunately, we're introduced to one young mother, all right, who, this is the actress Selena Jones, but she comes on the scene not playing that bullshit. She like, looky here, bro, I'm here to take your world and your man. Hold my veil. You know what I'm saying? And she's basically like, look, take the veil. You're having problems with emotions. It's your programming. That's why we wear the veil in the first place. So Mother's like, all right, I hear you. I'll take your little veil or whatever. Let me go ahead and kill my son. I'll be right back. It goes, and this was a dope scene. I have to admit, this scene, and even Tyrone, you have to admit that when she lullabied number 7 up to the stratosphere, that was a dope scene. Weird, but dope, because I always think it's fascinating when you can go to the stratosphere and fall to the same exact location that you know what I'm saying? Like there's a whole planet, you know what I mean? And when you go to the stratosphere, you can go to Australia, you can go to New York, but somehow he ends up landing right there where he left from. So that was the thing. I was watching the after show, and one of the directors stated that if you did feel some way for number 7 as he fell to the ground, then they did their job right. because they felt like they wanted to make the scene show the connection between Mother and number 7. You recall he tried to connect with, it got real weird.
She turned off her milk, so he was like
Yep.
mad about it.
Yeah. So it was a whole thing. So I'm just curious, like, what? First of all, what did you feel? What did you think about the episode? Let's go around the room. I know Steph didn't get a chance to see it, but just rate the episode real quick. Did we like it? Did we hate it? Good or bad? Yay or nay? Guys, what are your feelings of the season finale? Did we like it? Did we love it? Did we hate it? What's up?
I didn't hate it, and I didn't love it, but at the same time, I kind of just was like enthralled, and I'm mad that we're ending here. Just because it's a very pivotal moment right now, and like next season we're going to be literally even more mindfucked than we are right now. So I just feel like I wish one more episode they would have gave us before they would have finale'd this bitch.
Yes,
but
girl.
like when I read it yesterday, and I was like, this can't be the fucking finale. They're gonna give us one more, and then I read it and I was like, you're fucking kidding, right? Like that's they can't leave it there. So yeah, the Easter eggs that were dropped in the finale were definitely a little too they were too cliffhanger for me, but I enjoyed it, and I also like can't wait to fucking see the next episode. It better not wait a year, is all I have to say.
Oh, Tyrone, I sense you probably feel the same way. You loved it and can't wait.
Oh no, I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it. I have some questions about just general things, like are there cameras flying around in this place, because they seem to get footage of certain things to tell stories, but then other times they're like, what is this thing that showed up? It's like, I thought there were cameras everywhere. Like, they got footage of old girl turning into a tree,
right?
Like really good footage of that stuff, but then like if somebody's sneaking around, they're like, oh, what's happening? You know what I mean? I'm like, so those kind of things, like they made me had to kind of pull back my expectations for the show.
It's the tarantula.
Yeah, but I mean, like, is it or isn't it? Because sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. You know what I mean? It's like one of the, and that's generally. Sorry.
No, I'm saying how can they see when she was seeing everything? Remember when when Mother was actually watching them?
Yeah, watching the kids. Yeah.
I was like, where is she seeing this? How is she seeing this? You know?
So you gotta remember that tarantula thing that she's on, it's like part of the Mithraic, you know what I'm saying? Technology. It's very fucking like, it's a high definition ship. Remember, she killed the ship that was transporting them. That was like, I forgot what the tarantula does, like their weaponized type machine or whatever. It does more than all their other stuff. It literally is the brain to all the Mithraic like engineering, basically, is that what that tarantula is. So,
but it only works when the plot needs it to work.
Yeah,
right.
is my
you're 100% right. But you know what I'm saying?
Sold that a long time ago. We've been like, all right.
What's up, Ty?
So actually, the way that they see everything on the planet is not it. I mean, they can see it within the tarantula, but that's not how they see everything on the planet. That net that encompasses the entire globe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The same
the
net,
force field.
the same net that was severed once.
Yeah, damaged.
The
serpent.
Seven fell to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
All that was meant to happen in order for the whoever these people are, because we still don't know who the signal is. I don't know if that is you can speculate all day, but we don't know for sure whoever the people are underground.
Right.
And also this was part of the process that they needed to happen in order for their plan to be able to go into play. Well, the plan seems that, however, to be either supported or, and again, this is speculation because there's so much stuff going on that's not being explained, whether or not grandmother is working with these people that are underground, or the people underground are working to stop her, because a lot of the stuff that she's saying seems like as though she wants what she calls the entity to stop. So I don't know if she's referring to the entity because that's what people believe it to be, or because she knows she's like they're trying to war against each other. So that part is like, I'm really confused, but
Yeah, I feel like, and it looks like Vince might have accidentally disconnected.
Okay.
I feel like with the relationship between grandmother and like this other third party, I feel like she will ultimately be kind of like the villain because of the way she looks at things, because of the way she's kind of deduced that like, hey, the only reason to really save these people is to take away what makes them human and allow them to keep on surviving that way. So it seems like whatever humans survived that initial pull and like went underground would ultimately end up kind of coming back to try to stop her from completing her goal. That's my read on it right now. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking will end up happening.
Well, if that is the case, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the conversation grandmother had with father on the beach was, he was like, they need knowledge, and she was like, no, they just need to be happy. In other words, them dumb as all like those. Yeah, it was like, you're gonna make them dumb. They're not gonna be no knowledge, no better take care of themselves. She wants them to be like sheep.
Yeah, she's a shepherd.
Yeah, the idea that she wants them to go, all of them, because at the end, did y'all notice that
baby's hands
were turning like the sea creatures?
Yep.
Yes.
And he was thinking about going in the water. He was like, "Oh, it's warm now. We can go. Don't want to go up in there."
So what we've done is we've opened like, oh my bad, by the way, forgive me guys. I had to open up the door for somebody who's here. But one thing that we've noticed is that grandmother is legit completely aware of her manipulation.
Yep.
Right? Like she is not accidentally leading these folks down the wrong path. She when you ask, and this is not atypical of the androids if you think about it. Mother completely lied to Campion, told her that she didn't know where number 7 came from. Campion confronted her about it in the finale, was like, yo, you knew that was your son. She was like, well, I didn't want you to be mad. I didn't want you to worry about it. So lying is in their programming. It's not something that they have learned. Deception.
It's not lying. It's deception.
Well, shit, call it what the fuck you want. My wife calls it lying. You know what I'm saying? So these motherfuckers are saying shit that they don't necessarily, that they know isn't true, but they're saying it because they want to get they want to be effective. And grandmother's no different. And she can even lie to the other androids, which is something that I think is going to make her the villain of the next season, because she's smart enough to manipulate even father and mother off rip. The first thing she does is she doesn't even realize she's being manipulated, but she first tells mother, look, take this veil, put it over your face, and then you can control your emotions. That's the first thing she does. But then the veil is a Venus flytrap. You know what I'm saying? She's like, without even thinking about it. Like their wall is down, and you see it. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm looking at grandma like, hold on, grandma, what you put in them braids? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I don't think that she.
I don't
think she has bad intentions. Sorry, she's like, this is a simple equation. The only way for these beings to survive is this way. Every other way ends up in some sort of disaster. So she's like, it's not that she's trying to manipulate her life. She's just like, hey, this is the way it's going to happen. There's no morality in her decision. Her only focus is the right outcome. So she's like, this is the way we got to do it, and whatever happens. Like that's. So I don't think it's a matter of her being like evil or bad or anything. She's just doing exactly what she's programmed to do without all of the the emotions getting in the way.
But doesn't that make her evil?
No, it makes. She's a machine. She doesn't have the capacity for making a decision based on her opinion or her emotions. She is unlike mother and father. She is completely devoid of those. She's at this point, she's just like, hey, this is. I know the answer to this equation, and y'all are kind of messing it up. So get out of my way.
Tyrone, was Ultron evil?
Was Ultron evil? Ultron. It's hard to say. Because with any of these stories, whether it's Thanos or Ultron or grandmother or anybody, their means, we look at them and we're like, well, that's not the best way to do things. But they're like, hey, I got this goal.
True.
And the goal, so you know, Ultron's goal was like, hey, humanity sucks, and we got to get rid of humanity, or they're going to get rid of themselves. You know, this is the only way to make this thing work. We got to protect the planet somehow. You know that. So it's yes, evil for us because we end up dying,
Right.
but for them, yeah. What's up, Solo?
Solo.
Oh, I have one question to ask all y'all. What do y'all think of the Star PlayStation game?
The what?
The Star PlayStation game, Grandma
Oh,
gave
yeah.
everybody.
Okay, so
Y'all
I think that's mind control.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mind control.
Is it mind control?
Yeah, because like think about it. Think about it. She said everyone can play. There's no age group. You know what I'm saying? Everyone finds something in it out, like eventually, and basically it's like different colors that you see. You know what I'm saying? It's like off of like Watchmen. You know Rorschach when he has like those like different like faces. You know what I'm saying? Like what is that called?
A Rorschach test.
Is that what it's called? A Rorschach test?
Yeah, some people call it an ink blot test.
It's like
ink blot. Okay.
Yeah.
So that it's kind of like that, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking of. Because if you thought like if she showed us it, you know what I'm saying, we got to see it, and it basically looked like, you know, different planets and like, you know, different stuff. So like I think it's kind of like an ink blot, you know what I'm saying? Like you see what you want to see inside of it.
Okay.
It's multiplayer.
It's right. What's up, Talim?
So that those stars that she gave them, that is not that like what those are is a way of transferring the DNA to turn them into what they are. If you remember what she said when the baby came close to the game, she said the baby already started to play. Didn't y'all hear that? Didn't y'all hear that?
Yeah.
So what these things are is a means for her to transfer the necessary DNA into turning them into those creatures that need to go into that water. Campion told y'all when he said, look, guys, my skin seems to be adapting to the acid water. Look, I don't have any calluses anymore. They played the game. You get what I'm saying?
I see.
That's
okay.
the way that she's transferring this. She gave those little stars to everybody to make sure that everybody is getting that DNA transferred into them. So that's what the game is. It's not about mind control at all, because nobody's mind's getting controlled. Like she just wants to turn them into like to conform them into the necessary beings to be able to inhabit that water and be the sheep that y'all were referring to earlier. It's not about mind control.
I think then what the fruit is doing.
Well, you gotta think about it. All of it comes from like the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the biggest thing about this whole story is. Like the planet has some kind of crazy, like alien like entity that's living inside of it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta think about those little monsters. They go into some hole that goes in the middle of the earth or whatever. You know what I mean? Like the fruit. She didn't want anyone to eat because it came from the ground, and she knew who it came from. It came from Sue. You know what I'm saying? That like got absorbed by this entity. So I think maybe it's all like has to be connected with like whatever is controlling this planet or whatever like is the voice that they're hearing. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, well, I mean, these are good questions, man. I'm actually kind of curious about something else too. Like, what's up, Ty? Go ahead, Ty. My bad.
Yo, so that to that point, so if we can agree that we believe that grandmother is the villain moving forward, correct?
Yes.
Then that would mean that the people that we deem as being monsters or all of the stuff that's underneath the planet, because remember, the fruit came from the tree. The tree is not of grandmother. It would be the opposing force in this conversation.
Okay.
So if that fruit that they are eating could be so they don't turn into those things, you know what I mean? So I think all of this now is starting to like really mean more, because I didn't necessarily think that grandmother was a villain either. I thought she was doing what she thought was right, but now that we agree that she's the villain, then that means whatever those people in the earth are doing are trying to stop what happened to their predecessors.
Well, I mean, look, I don't want to declare that she's the villain. I mean, I was speculating.
She is.
She looking a lot like the villain.
I honestly, I think it's more complex than that. All right.
Absolutely.
I did say that just to kind of speculate, but I definitely think that there's a method to this madness. I think that this Ridley Scott production here knows how to steer you one way and then bring you to another. So I predict that grandmother will be kind of deemed as a villain to an extent, but it will be revealed that the reason why she's this way is because she's aware of what happens. Remember, this evidently is happening again because these humans that already came, like these creatures that are in the acid ocean, used to be human beings. So she may actually have, and she's an ancient android. So she probably had some insight as to why that happened, how it happened, and may be able to, in season 3, explain to us the whole method behind that madness, Tyrone.
Well, my read on the situation was that she made it happen.
Yep.
Oh.
And when her mission was over, when there were no humans on the planet as we know them, that's when she kind of broke down and became useless at that point because she had already completed her mission. So now that she's been revived,
she was surprised.
And she sees that there are other humans and stuff like that. She's like, oh shit, round 2. You know what I mean? So that's what.
That's exactly what I'm thinking too. That was her mission, because like her mission technically has never been like really stated. They keep asking her like, what was her purpose? Like, why is she here? You know what I'm saying? Like she keeps like beating around the bush. Like, I am the shepherd. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck does a shepherd do, bitch? Like, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like she's from, you know what I'm saying, like a different part of civilization. So we don't know what that means. We know what it means in our day and age, but we don't know what it means in her day and age. You know what I'm saying? So that there's a lot of context. Because, and then remember when they were saying we can, father and her were talking by the acid water, and he was saying to her, like we eat the creatures, we're running out of food. And she said, don't do that. That causes conflict.
Mm-hmm. Because
because they're eating. They're eating.
Right, but like she was more saying it causes conflict with the people, like the creatures it causes conflict with. You know what I'm saying? Not more with like the human beings. Because like father was saying, like, should we tell the kids? And she's like, no, what they don't know won't kill them. You know what I'm saying? But just don't keep eating them. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Like, because they were attacking them after they started eating them. You know what I'm saying? Before they weren't really attacking them. They were going after, I think Mother. To kill Mother, weren't they?
I don't know. That was season 1.
And the first season, they were literally going like when they were outside of the home, like before the Mithraic and everything came, they found the creatures. Remember, and the creatures were coming after Campion. They missed Campion and were going after Mother, and she just and fucking killed their asses. Remember, and like we were trying to figure out like, why are these creatures just attacking? You know what I'm saying? The androids. Once again, they attacked Vril by the water. They didn't attack Campion. They attacked like Vril. Yeah. So that's another thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm thinking like this plot is like a lot more thickened than we actually realize. You know what I'm saying? Like the creatures only attack the androids. They don't attack the human beings, even though they've been eating them. They're not attacking them. So that's we have to think about. And she said, don't eat them because it causes conflict. There's just a lot of like little Easter eggs here that just like I hope they explain in the next season, because there's
another thing. Oh my bad. I didn't mean to. Another thing, Talim, is that there's this whole thing that goes on with the ocean creatures and the kids. Like there seems to be this affinity towards children for these acid dwelling ocean creatures. In every scene where we see them with kids, they're like cuddling them up, like they're not eating and feeding. They're nurturing the babies. The baby was breastfeeding. This is acid milk, 2% probably. 1%. But it was crazy. What's your thoughts, Ty? You was about to say something too. Hold on, Talim. Sorry.
No. Go ahead. No. I want Solo, because Solo been holding up.
Go ahead. Yeah, I just wanted to ask the question because this is another thing that blew me away, and I'm just trying to figure out maybe y'all could shed some light to it. All the hosts from the first season, what threw me away was when Mother turned in and did her had her power and everything. She would make the symbol of the cross, so she would do the cross thing. But then this is last final episode, they turned Marcus upside down,
right?
And then what symbolizes that? Because now he's floating in the air and the ends that way, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, these are good questions. These are good questions. I just want to say at the outset, I personally, I never considered Ty. You tell me if I missed something. I never considered Mother and the necromancers floating as a symbol of religion. I didn't think that they were flying like this to kind of represent the
Oh
cross,
wow, I didn't even think
especially
about
because
that.
they're atheists. Like
Yeah.
literally, they subscribe to themselves as atheists.
Well, the
So-
necromancers were built by the Mithraic, though.
Right.
They were stolen. They were like stolen technology. That's how. And Campion caught and reprogrammed the necromancer, which is why we have Mother. Otherwise, she was supposed to be killing atheists.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So if what I'm hearing is correct, these necromancers, as most of the things, were stolen from the Mithraic and then reprogrammed by Campion, and that's one of the things that caused the war that made them flee the planet in the first place. Because these atheists now have their own weapon in the necromancers, and
Just the one, just Mother.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just Mother. That was it. There's no.
Yeah.
And she wasn't like even part of the war. Like she wasn't a weapon like to help the atheists. She was like he caught her and reprogrammed her and all that other stuff just to basically send her to hopefully restart humanity on another planet.
Mm-hmm.
The Mithraic won the war on Earth with the necromancers. Yeah.
Tyrone, so explain for me the intro sequence, because the intro sequence seems to represent is that Mother in the intro sequence that's floating around in the aftermath of all of that chaos?
Mother or another one of or that specific type of android.
Yeah, the necromancer.
It may not be Mother herself, but just another model.
Oh, so which is okay. So Mother is the only type of her kind, but in terms of a necromancer, she was only a necromancer that fought for the atheists. Is that what I'm hearing? And the other...
Mother is one of many necromancers. She was just the only one that was caught by the atheists, reprogrammed into a caregiving android, and sent to to another planet.
Yeah, like Campion, that dude Campion. Remember, he woke her up and reprogrammed her and everything. And like after the war was won, he said that she was going to basically build a new world. You know what I'm saying? Of new children and start the whole world over. And that was the whole point of him, like basically giving his life to reprogramming her and making her, giving her purpose.
I do want to, can I add a little point to what Yaz said earlier? Yaz was talking about the conflict that is created by eating the creatures. I don't think she was talking about there being conflict between humans and the creatures. I think the conflict is within her own programming, because if her programming says to ensure the survival of the species, if humans start eating each other, basically is what's happening because they're just evolved humans, then that is a direct conflict with her programming. So she then has to, remedy that issue. So I think that's the conflict she was talking about.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, because her only drive is to ensure the survival of the species, which in her mind meant speeding up the evolution so they could adapt to the harsh planet conditions, and then ultimately keep on surviving.
Well, but so the question, I guess, is it matter what form the humans are in when they survive? Does she feel that she is a success in the last version of this that she played out that resulted in a bunch of acid ocean dwelling, babies stealing humans?
She ensured the survival of the species. That's that is how species survive. They adapt to the conditions of their environment. And she just kind of pushed them along a little bit and helped them out. And now obviously that has caused some some issues because they haven't been able to completely detach from their humanity, which is why they are like they are with the babies and stuff like that. So I think that's part of the reason why the sea creatures pulled all those humans into. Remember when everybody was like hiding in the thing, and they like pulled them into the water. They were hiding in like that pod.
Yeah.
I think that was like the sea creatures trying to save them from the androids. They're like, hey, it's safe in here with us, that kind of thing. But yeah, and there's all kind of, because that's the water seems to be the safest place for survival, because there are no androids out there trying to turn you into that. I don't know. It's a weird thing that they're creating, a weird dynamic between the sea creatures and the humans. We'll see how it plays out in season 3. But yeah, it's interesting. like how fast the evolution is, what they retain as far as memories and emotions and stuff like that. We'll have to find all that out.
That's a great question. Like, now that you mention it, these sea creatures could have memories of when they were humans. We don't know how old they were. You know what I'm saying? So the complexity of this is crazy, but I still think it's a whole mind fuck, Tylene. Like, look. First of all, Soul. Are we now officially done with Soul? Like, have we now renounced Soul? Because I know that Marcus is the dude who's trying to kill Marcus. He now has been bitten by the soul bug, and
Soul is a signal. Soul is a signal. Clearly, the fact that the whole plan was to fracture this force field that surrounds the planet. I mean, first of all, what we were talking about earlier this season was the fact that so many questions so many holes were still being unanswered. We're still in that realm. There's
still more
no
questions
obvious
than answers.
There's no obvious anything. What I am seeing though is that this looks like this is an ongoing event that happens on this planet years, after years, because this grandmother's old is they when they started talking about how old she was, like she's ancient. And so are these
creatures,
these little mithraic items, relics that they keep finding. Well, these are just those relics that they keep finding are stories of what happened. And we remember earlier in the season when they were talking about the serpent, this person that would ride the serpent as opposed to the person that would be the savior, and all of these different things like that. Did y'all not notice that Seven was trying to kill Campion?
Yeah.
Do you also not notice that Campion relates more with the robots than he does human beings?
Yeah.
I think there's really some truth there, and I think this whole idea that they just made Marcus into the savior, I guess he's the organic version of a necromancer. I mean, we're gonna find out in season 3, but yeah, man, this is you're right, Vince. This is a total mind fuck. We came away still not knowing anything, but they did a very, very good job of giving us enough in the season finale to make us be like, I'll tune in for season 3 just to see what's going on. You know what I mean? You sparked my interest a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The end of it made me be like, all right, all right, hey, you're losing me because when look, if we could just go ahead and spoil this part, when Marcus was upside down floating, I was like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, we just basically got over the fact that the bulk of folks who have some sort of sense are able to recognize that this is a signal. Even Marcus is like, look, bro, I don't know if that dude in my head was really real because he turned my wife into a tree, and I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, not like a nice tree, you know, not like I am Groot, but like losing your limbs, heart, and body.
Yeah.
and like exploding you, and you're still sentient. Like I can still hear your voice. Meanwhile, you're a tree, you know, and not like a nice Lord of the Rings tree that helps fight, you know, orcs, but like a tree that, you know, like, and so he's like, I don't know if I really mess with this whole soul thing. And then while he's sitting there debating over that, his son, or quote unquote son, is still a staunch believer of soul, evidently. And now, what's the old boy's name? Not Marcus, but the dude that doesn't like Marcus. That
Lucius.
Now Lucius is like, look, bro, I'm the prophet. So it's almost like this soul is a manipulator in itself. My question is, do we have any idea who this soul is? Do we have any theories on who soul could be? Is soul another android? Kind of like the Trust was. I mean, we don't know exactly what's going on. What do you think, Solo?
I think soul is like an alien that lives in the core of the planet. Because think about this. Marcus tried to take that thing into the ground. He was on his way to do it again when Lucius shot him, and he was about to go past because there was a skeleton of a serpent keeping you from going further down. So I think the discovery will be further down. When they go down into the planet, that's when they will find the Wizard of Oz. Like that, I mean, for real, I'm like, that's where they're gonna find soul. That's where all the answers are gonna come from. And that's what's gonna happen. And I also, just to throw this out there, I believe Grandmama is way more powerful than Mother. And I think she's strong as shit. And I think it's gonna take her and Father to whoop her ass, because it's not gonna happen. I think she's strong as hell. I think she is no joke.
To that point, and also your point, Vince. I totally forgot about Sue being the tree, and that was the tree that came up out of 7 and resurfaced. Yep. So now I don't necessarily even think that was the signal. I think if Sue is sentient, then Sue is the one who had old boy bring Marcus to that tree and nail him to that tree and give him some type of power, whatever this power is. And I think it's gonna take Marcus and Mother to take down Grandmother.
Okay.
It's gonna take both of them. So to that point, Solo, I think you got a point. Grandmother is nothing to play with. Anytime you grab somebody's face and tell them, and you don't kill them, and you tell them, look, after I'm done doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna wake you up, and then I'm gonna tell you about all of the like, yo, that was dark for. I was like, yo, wow, she like, yo.
That's the Mom's mouth. She had Mom's mouth like
she grabbed her whole face.
You understand what I'm saying? I will shut the fuck up.
Not only that, but grandmother is acting so like there's a matter of factness to what's going on with her. You know what I'm saying? Like with if you watch Mother and Father, then you notice they get like shit fucks them up. Like Mother will be like, Mother, Father will be like, she's not in the what's the machine called that they ride in the
tarantula?
Yeah, she's under the tarantula. Well, where is she? You know what I'm saying? Like they have visible emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, what, Mother? I don't think that is right. Why can't you just go ahead and defeat? You know what I'm saying? And then even when Grandma was trying to push up on Father, you peeped that.
Yeah, that was dope though. You gotta get that. Grandma wasn't playing. Grandma was like, you know what I'm saying?
She was like, she did that thing where she laughed a little too hard.
I give you this glow in the darkness, boy. I'm trying to tell you, this shit will float up in the air and all type of shit.
Mother said, knock, knock, and she's like,
it's like this is grandbaby Mother.
It can be pleasant. You know it can be pleasant.
Yeah, I want them good models.
And to his credit, Father's like, nah. I'm programmed to be with my chick. You know what I'm saying? Calm down. You know what I'm saying? And Grandmother's just like
devoted to Mother. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta admit, like when you see Grandmother, you kind of like.
Yeah, you like Grandma.
Yes.
You know what?
Yes.
I think you know, Grandma kind of thick. I don't know what I'm saying. You know, with all due respect, community, in a good way. And it's like, whoa, you know, let's explore what's going on with that programming. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. All right. Oh shoot, dang, we didn't get to Steph. Are you still there? We didn't get to send you off. All right, Steph has to step away. Everybody, let's give Steph the grand send off. Steph, we know you love this show, and we hate that you can't be here to talk more about it, but we'll let you go ahead and get to your breakfast. And I don't know who that is in the bed, but tell them we said hello in the background. I just want to see if she was gonna be like if she was gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, just playing. Steph, peace. Y'all make sure y'all follow Steph Ray. Steph is outie. We love Steffi. See you later. Be safe. Bring us home something from wherever it is that you are. Yes. All right. So Steph is definitely not grandmother, but she got vibes, that could fit the vogue. I think she could definitely cosplay as grandmother if we really wanted to. But yeah, bro, I thought that's fascinating. I'm interested in what her motives are with father, right? I mean, because
She's been
she
asleep a
kind of
long time.
I was gonna say, yeah, she that, and like she's been alone for a long time.
Long time.
But she's got the veil. I mean, it's not installed right now, but she's not used to being in emotions. Here's my theory, all right, and then we can go ahead and talk about some other stuff real quick, and then let's talk our theories.
The veil ain't nothing but a condom.
Oh my god,
she trying to feel it raw. She like, oh, she like, whoa. The condoms off. The latex. I've never felt this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my
do,
thing is
now,
like,
now, honestly, let's be honest here. They do have some type of sex because remember when she was into, she went in, she found the whatchamacallit, the thing she in now, but she found one out in the wilderness. She got inside it, and all of a sudden, homeboy showed up, and this girl got pregnant.
Yeah.
So grandma like, look, I'm just being real with you. Ain't no other robots out here. None of these humans can take it, because I'll kill one of them. I'm gonna murk one of these. So, and you remember, old boy said you one of those different type of models. His father ain't no regular model. He can fight. He can get down. She probably looking at father like, you're suitable. You can handle this business.
Oh my god.
I mean,
but dude also said,
am I lying though? You see how she hit on father? She was like,
yeah,
let's make this happen. And father was like, you don't know this crazy bitch. Oh, she pull her eyes out of her mouth, put them in, kill all of us. Because she did kill father one time. She turned his ass off.
Yeah.
And he was done. She found out. She come back. She be like, "Nigga, you been messing around with grandma? Oh hell no!" He gone.
The worst part about it was father. That was when he learned he was lesser, and there was nothing he could do about it. Like he woke up from being dead, like you killed me, bitch. you gonna kill a nigga, bitch? You know what I'm saying?
He's like, you can't be turning me off. Like, listen, I know you know where the off switch is. But listen, if we gonna moving forward, I'm gonna need you to stay away from my off switch. If we got that understanding, then I can mess with you. But if not, just erase. He went as far as saying, just erase my mind. I don't even want to know that you turned me off. Just erase my mind.
Yo, and you know what else is funny is like, because you remember he said to mother, he was like, I think we may be becoming too human. Remember that? He was like, I think we might be becoming too human. Like these motherfuckers are beefing like legit baby mom and daddy in this interracial android couple. And they've sought, father's like, yo, will you kill that baby? And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill the baby. Mind your business, I got this. And he's like, well, why you ain't killed the baby yet? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I got it, bro. I got it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't as easy as, I had this baby. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, damn it, let me kill the baby. He's like, no, I got it. You know what I'm saying? And then he's going to tell grandma about it. And it's kind of like, it's ushered like, you make me want to lead a one on with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's kind of like, telling her like, oh, mother doesn't necessarily understand that. And she's like, well, I know what you need, daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like she, you know what I'm saying? She's sly, bro. And you could kind of see it, Yaz. I'm sorry, I know you're shaking your head, but you could see it. You could see like the plot thickening.
I see it. I know.
You see it, right? And it's like, this is crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I do believe that mother is, but if I just take a step back and say, I was, in terms of this episode, I was a little disappointed with how they killed number 7. All right. I thought it was a little easy. Don't get me wrong. I know she had to fly all the way to space, but we've been building up this serpent for 8 episodes now. Should I say before that, actually about 10 to 12 episodes, because it started last season. And this freaking huge being of a serpent like comes out and is just terrorizing everything. And one scream later, he's gone. I mean, she even reached in his eye and took out what looked like could have been his brain or something like that.
Yeah, that was nuts.
I'm just wondering, like, did y'all get that same feeling I got where I was like, yo, man, this was done like kind of hastily. Like, I kind of wish that it would have been a little more dramatic. For some reason, I thought I liked the scene, but I just was like, dang, that was it. Like, that's it. Like, number 7, that's it. Like, Necromancer scream in space is the Achilles heel. I kind of low key hope that when the tree came back at the end, that it was the serpent coming back to life, but it was just Sue. So, am I alone in that? Was anybody else feeling like that could have been done a little better? Like, that was supposedly the climatic scene. You know what I'm saying? The battle between Mother and Seven. And
I think this whole season could have been done better. This whole season could have been done better. And I mean that, like, this is why I've got a little bit more holdups, because I was a huge season 1 fan, and I got a little more holdups with this season is because there's just too many holes, and anytime you have this many holes, you kind of back yourself into a corner to do stuff like this. Rushed projects, rushed. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, now that we're down to crunch time, we got to fit all of this all in one episode, and you still wind up with a whole bunch of holes. So that, I hope that they learn their lesson from season 2 and go back to the grind and hunger and brilliant writing that we saw in season 1, because there's room. I mean, if you can, like, show us something that makes, like, that starts to really kind of come together, then we're here for it.
I agree with you, Ty. And I also want to say this. I think it was too short. I think it should have been like 10 episodes, explain a little more. Because the ending, I was with the young lady. What's your name? I forgot her name.
Steph.
I was with her when she said earlier that it just ended wrong. It just didn't give me. I like cliffhangers. Don't get me wrong. I like cliffhangers, but you could have, like, went a little.
That might have been Yonn.
That was
me. That was me.
That was her. Yeah. And I agree with you. I was like, it just ended kind of fucked up for me, because once Marcus was floating in the air, I was like, okay, what this? He gonna fly out but he gonna be killing people from upside down. That would have probably turned me off. I would have figured out, but because when he was upside down, it was like, is he gonna turn back up and float and say I am the chosen one? Because he's been saying he's the chosen one forever. And the only time he really showed power is when he had Mother's eyeballs inside of him. Yeah. Once he took them out, he was a regular old dude. He couldn't see visions no more, no nothing. But now his brother is floating in the air with nothing. Like, I mean, y'all gotta talk about that. Like, what do y'all think is going to happen in the third season? I mean, Marcus obviously has some type of power now. Period. In the discussion.
I like the theory that Sue has powers because she's a tree. That just because she's a tree doesn't mean that she doesn't have powers. I mean, she survived the Necromancer blast. She survived a fall from space, and she survived being ingested by what was considered probably one of the most powerful beings on the planet at the time. So the notion that Sue, as a sentient tree, is able to give some powers to Marcus and still function as her partner is fascinating. Talim.
You of all people know the biblical references, all the biblical references in this series. The tree of life, the tree of knowledge, of good and evil.
Serpents?
Eat of the fruit, eat of the fruit, eat of the fruit, and ye shall, you know all the biblical, the upside down.
Yes, all of it's wound in this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. That's it. It's like the undertones, the references, all of it is based in Christianity, and if so, then you have, like you made the reference to the necromancer and how she holds her arms out to the sides, representing the savior. Right. then you have the upside down, which in biblical would represent
Saint Peter.
the
When
exactly.
When Peter felt like that he wasn't worthy to be crucified the same way Jesus was, so he had them turn himself upside down. That's where that comes from.
Well,
So,
that also, but also in a reference to Christianity, the upside down cross represents Lucifer, what represents demonic. So like this whole good and evil, spiritual, like this like Ridley Scott is actually masterful in what he's doing. But I just think that they need to be more conscious of the pacing of the show, as they were in season 1, and not in season 2. So
yeah. Well, if I could say so, I think that when we left season 1, we were disappointed too. If I recall correctly, we was like, all right, what the fuck? What just happened?
I don't think we were.
I remember being like, I don't want this to be the end of the show.
Seven in season 1, seven was birthed.
Right.
Mother and father were going down to the thing, and then all of a sudden 7 comes out of that. Like, so I don't know, like that was for me. I was like, all right, we're gonna at least at that point, we knew 7 was born. We knew it at this point it could be formidable. We didn't know what it was gonna do, but I think a lot of the conflict in season 1 was relatable. Like, you know what I mean? We didn't feel like the signal. As a matter of fact, the signal wasn't even an issue. We were still on this whole. No, we didn't know that it was a signal. We're looking in season 1. They made it seem as though in season 1 they made it seem as though Soul was was a being, not a signal,
like Jesus.
Yes, they were trying to refer to. But now what I'm saying in season 2 is we know that it's an actual. Well, again, this is speculation. We assume based on a lot of the things that have happened that it could be a signal. But I was just referencing the fact that all of the biblical references, the tree of knowledge, the eating of the fruit, gives you the ability to now see alone the difference between good and evil. All of those different things that we kind of see in the show unfolded.
But the question is, do y'all think grandma can birth another serpent?
Whoa, holy shit. Yo, don't do that. Don't do that, man. don't.
I mean, think about it.
Like
just think about it. She is grandmother, right? She looks the same, young, because they could have had an old grandma that show up. Granny. No, they didn't. They had a young girl, fine. They could have picked anybody. She beautiful. Here's the deal. She's hitting on father. She's hitting on father. That is not something that they're just saying, oh, we'll just throw that in there. They're putting that in there like a seed. So when they drop that in there, if father figures out a way, because mother's out the picture. Once they think mother's gone on some, they don't know where she at. After a while, you're gonna see it's just them two. If she does do something with him, she has another serpent to do her bidding. Because notice there's serpents' bodies, skeletons all over the planet.
Yeah, it's what you say.
Okay, so my only issue with that Solo would be that mother and father have been with each other from the beginning, and father didn't give mother that serpent, an AI that
sure did.
Mother gave her that serpent inside of the virtual reality fucking thing as well, like the tubes. Mm-hmm. So the only problems with that would be like basically the whole evolution of how the serpent came to be. You know what I'm saying? So like they would need a lot of shit in order to create that. That's what I'm saying. Like AIs. I get what you're saying, but they're robots. So like, they might have the parts, but I don't think they can. Like, so that's just what I'm getting at. Like, think about it. Like mother had sex with the AI in virtual reality. It wasn't an actual like them living. It was in a pod that she was in another, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that impregnated her. So I don't see grandmother trying to have sex with father. If so, I don't think I want to visually try and see that because that would be weird. But I think it would definitely be interesting. But like the only thing wrong with your theory is that like the pod is what technically helped her get pregnant. I don't know if they have any more of those pods that are working. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure she got mad.
They have the pod.
Well, they have
right,
the
but
pod.
she got mad. She got mad and destroyed it when she figured out that shit impregnated her, and it like, you know what I'm saying? Like it made her not be her caregiver program. It made her something, you know what I'm saying? Like she had all these feelings from it, so she destroyed that. That was the only one that was working. The other ones weren't working. Remember that too. So that's why she hooked up to that specific one in that woods. So I don't know if there's any more of them laying around. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what mother is right now.
Grandmother repaired all of those.
Yeah,
all that was a life a capsule. The same thing that mother's trapped in right now is the same thing that all she did was port into it. She just took like her cable and poured it into one of those things because it retains.
Right, but like think of what you just said. She poured it into that, and then the AI was able to like impregnate her. Mother's right now in her pod. She's not like in that some sense. So grandmother, that's what I'm saying. Like it was a defective AI inside of that programmed inside of what you call it, Lamia. Was inside because like they said that too. Like she had somebody else inside of her programming. So that thing that infected her. It's I'm done with you, Cairo, but the whole way she fucking stupid. That was a great clip. Oh my god! But I'm just saying, like the way she got pregnant. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it came from the actual pod. It came from Lamia, and she was connected into it. And like you know what I'm saying?
You're listen. Yes, you're right. But what didn't grandmother download Lamia's thing to her and give her the veil? Wasn't that something that she did? She gave her something from her, and then she gave her something from her. So the caregiving program, wasn't that what didn't they transfer those things? If I'm not mistaken,
I think so that
she could be the mother to the children. And then mother could go over here and do whatever she needed to do with 7. Am I wrong or right?
No, you're right. But I'm just saying, like you're right. But at the same point, like we don't know if she transferred that part of her to her as well, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something that was a defective.
No. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just 1 second. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Yo, so listen. The reason I'm asking the question before you start answering it, is, are we sure whether or not mother transferred her caregiving program to grandmother or not? That's a yes or no. Is it? Did she transfer that?
The reason I say she did. I'm sorry.
I thought she did. I thought that was the plan.
She did because
grandmother would take the kids.
Yeah, because grandma said to father that she did because she said that because he was trying to get her to he was wanting to tell her a joke, and he was trying to, and she was trying to say that she still has the character. You know, he said to understand the joke. That's what he was trying to say. Because you notice, mother totally attitude changed when she had the veil on.
Right,
it was totally something else. So I believe it did. Some of that seeped over to grandmother, and it may play into something later in the season 3, because that might have something to do with it.
Well, the reason I asked the question is because if that is so, that AI glitch could be in the caregiving program, and once she transferred that caregiving program into grandmother now has the capability, because remember, pregnancy was just a download of a program into her system. That's all it was. It wasn't physical. It wasn't no physical stuff going on. It was just a downloaded program.
But if we go back though, Ty, it'll literally tell you though, when she was in there, she had a program and had another thing that was like, there was like a virus basically in her, also like connected to her programming. It wasn't her actual programming. It was a virus that was also inside of like, in like her memories or something. He implanted himself in her memories. It was a virus. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if like when, you know what I'm saying, she birthed Seven, if the virus fully came out. We don't know that. That's what I'm saying. So like, there's no way of telling if she could pass it to Mother by giving her that caregiving program, because it was a virus and specific memories that Lamia had.
I think the serpent's coming back, and I think the serpent has a lot to do with it. So I think the serpent will come back in some face or form, whether it's through Mother again or grandmother. I think the serpent has a big deal.
Oh, my bad. Damn, I thought you saw grandma. I got off. I wasn't really. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying with the serpent being destroyed, I just believe that it's going to return, because it's like it's got to return. The story has something to do with that serpent also.
Well, I don't know. I think that if anything, we may have a version. I think we know now that serpents can exist. My question is, will it appear in the version of a serpent? I think that Ty is onto something when he talks about how this show was very, very, very Easter egg in terms of religious concepts. I mean, it's painted all. It's one of the things that made me love the show in the first place, was the notion of a place that's being born where they are growing religion. That's basically what they're doing. And I know the atheists like to not think of themselves as religious folks, but they are. I mean, that's basically their religion, is that there is no deity. You know what I'm saying? And that is a belief system in itself. I mean, that's what a religion is. In addition to it being defined as tradition, it's also as a belief system. And the belief system is that there is no deity that we should be worshiping. There's just what is. Now, we're running low on time here. We do have an after show plan, so guys, make sure if you are watching, tune in. We'll be we went ahead and we're going to bless the YouTube channel with it. We're going to do it exclusively for our group, and then maybe one of our pages. We're going to put the link up, so if you want to join us, feel free. If you have a camera and a mic, come on through. We'll have you as well. Solo, I hope you don't mind if you got some time, man. After the show is really lighthearted, very informal. There might even be plants that are burned, you know what I'm saying, amidst our broadcast. But yeah, real quick before we go, because we don't have much time, I just wanted to go ahead and drop this Miss Marvel. We'll talk more RBW after this on the after show, which link that is already going to be put into the group. But yeah, let's just go ahead real quick and talk on this Miss Marvel that we have here.
You want to do it in the after show? You want to do it in the after? Because I mean, you're going to drop it, and then we're not going to really have that much time to talk about it.
You think so? Well, let's just.
It's like only a minute. I think.
We got 9 minutes. We're not going till 2 o'clock.
9 minutes.
We started late, so we got a little time before we reset. Let's just show it, and then we'll talk about it on the after. Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right, my man. Thanks. All right, hold on. Let's see what Miss Marvel has to offer.
Okay, so first off, I just want to say, I get it.
You get what?
High school.
Kamala. Another adventure shirt. Cute. She thinks I'm some kind of weirdo.
You were a weirdo. Boys. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You're kind of on my shirt.
Sorry.
But you're staring out the window in your little fantasy land. Kamala, hey! Already? Really? Come on, like...
Do I have to figure out my whole future before lunch, or is there like... Maybe they're right. I spend too much time in Fantasyland.
That is not you.
It's not really the brown girls from Jersey City who save the world. That's a fantasy too.
Did something happen to you?
No, why? Did you hear something?
Kamala? What does it feel like?
Cosmic. I always thought I wanted this kind of life, but I never imagined any of this.
Do you even know what you are?
Oh!
I'm a superhero.
Yo,
Hype.
I liked it. I haven't seen that yet. I love it when shows adopt comic book scene
Yeah, it's like got a very Scott Pilgrim type feel to it.
Yes. I love that that whole that Jimmy Eat world, that whole like we could see it like kind of like in the spirit of Eric Bana's Hulk. Where the movie basically was like in comic book format. I love that.
Transitions were like comic pages and stuff like that. Yeah,
I love that shit, bro. I love the Scott Pilgrim, Steven Universe, all of those type of things, bro. I love, and so I have a lot to say about this. But just real quick before we end, first thoughts on the trailer. If you've seen it or not, Solo, we'll start with you as our guest. First thoughts on the trailer, bro. What you think about it, fam?
Well, I saw the trailer like 5 times.
All right,
because I'm so psyched about Young Avengers. So when you're introducing each one character back, when I want to check them out, see how they gonna be. I thought the whole concept with her being Muslim and everything was awesome. I think that they're reaching there. The only problem I have with it, because it's Disney, and I don't know how many Disney movies that mix with Marvel, that's because Marvel is so powerful with their movies. So it's like, how's this movie gonna go? What's gonna be the storyline that's gonna really intrigue me into it? But I thought the actual, the way they filmed it and everything is dope. I think it's gonna be even better when it's on the screen. But I still got my little doubts because it's Disney. That's it. Other than that, we're gonna see. I gotta wait to see. I love the trailer, by the way.
All right. Well, Solo has exhausted our time, everybody. So we'll talk. We'll do the rest of it on the after show. The after show.
Gave me 30 seconds. That's it.
Hey, listen. I'm the last person to talk about somebody going over their time. All right. That's one thing I cannot do. I don't have the ability. But instead of doing rapid fire, well, maybe we can. We got 4 minutes. Nah, man, let's not risk it. Let's just meet us on the after show, guys. We're gonna go ahead and put the link. We're going to go ahead and put the link in the actual link title. So if you want to join us for this next show, please, by all means, pull up and we can put you in the green room and you can talk with us. But let's just go ahead and say thanks once again to our special guest for the day, the Yonn Don. Oh my God. I was starstruck a little bit. Learned a lot about her, honestly. A lot that I did not know. I didn't know about the non-binary. I didn't know about the Marvel attraction and all that as well. I want to thank our special guest Solo, who's still with us right now. And Solo, you gonna join us for a little bit afterwards, homeboy?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna join. I ain't doing nothing right now, so my life is boring. Thanks for being my friend.
Okay, it got dark, but it's okay. We're gonna keep it going. Obviously, Steph, our one of our members, Yaz, Ty, Tyrone, everybody's here, and we are gonna jump on this after show before we get up out of here. But as we always say every single week, guys, damn. Why is what happened to my camera? Why is it like
you're zoomed in?
I'm like, just get all these pores. You know what I'm saying? Just exfoliation central. So be your authentic self, as we always say. If you're not being yourself, you being fake, and ain't nothing cool about being fake. Let's be yourself, like me, and one of these nifty shirts that Yaz made me that is now for sale. Unapologetically black, unapologetically nerdy. New Blurred Order coming your way. Holler at us. Hit the website if you want to get one in your size. And as always, as we always say, you a geek, don't keep it in, bro. Do your thing. Go ahead and let that geek flag fly. Holla at your boy. See you on the after show.
Fighter 2, I just really hate Zangief, only Ken and Ra. You, I find it hard to be Blanca, keep a wee ninja hanging and the uncle album banging. If you negative in energy, then stay out the vicinity. Yeah, them niggas over there, yeah.